Cowboy Jim here. Thank you for watching. Well, you haven't watched yet, but thank you for at least turning it on. I'm watching intently this whole thing with the Ukraine because I don't really like Putin. Well, I don't like very many politicians actually, but nonetheless. I was watching a member of parliament over there in the Ukraine today, and the members of parliament, or whatever it's called, whatever their organization is, he was being interviewed by Fox News, and he said, "I've been issued this," and he held up a serious military assault rifle. And I thought, well, I'll tell you, isn't it just kind of wonderful to watch a politician ready to defend his land, his country, his fellow countrymen? And I thought, boy, Canada needs more politicians like that man. And but we don't have them. I guess isn't really such a great surprise. But anyways, the Ukraine's in trouble, and the whole bloody world's in trouble. Just that most everybody don't realize it. Not yet. I think they will. And the intent of Putin is, we covered that too many times, and the intent of this communist Chinese party in China, of course. We understand enough about their intent, and I was listening to Biden today. Oh, geez, that poor man, the medical practitioner that took care of Obama, Ronnie something, and took care of Trump, was on the television today, and he was saying that Biden is not mentally fit to be the president of the United States of America in this time of crises. And I don't think a lot of people really wondered about that, but Biden did make quite an extensive little list of sanctions that he was going to put on Soviet Russia. Too bad he took them off, along with everything else that Donald Trump had put in place before. And I mentioned earlier that what Biden was doing was too little, too late. And there were quite a few Ukrainian people saying, listen, what, you didn't believe us? You didn't believe your own reports about what Putin was up to? And you waited until he attacked before you had put sanctions on? And now you're sending us guns? Well, hopefully they come with ammunition. I mean, people of the world, we are becoming acclimated to politicians that are reactionary rather than proactive. And it's just kind of shameful. And one of the guys being interviewed today down in the States, he said, well, our intelligence agency finally got it right. Everything they said that was going to happen with Putin and the Ukraine, Soviet Russia, was actually happening the way they said it, which is a novel idea. And in Canada, we actually protested recently. And in Soviet Russia, the people there, a lot of people, are protesting against the attack that Putin has implemented against the Ukraine. And the rationale for that is they are not wanting to go to war against, in some instances, their own family who live in the Ukraine. And the Ukraine was referred to in the last few days as part of the breadbasket of Soviet Russia. And then they mentioned that Ukraine is sitting atop some huge natural gas reserves. And you wonder why Putin wants to go down and hang a licking or go across and hang a licking on Ukraine. The unfortunate thing is those people who were protesting against Putin fighting against the Ukraine, they'll probably die. They'll probably be killed. Our protest here in Canada, as novel an idea as that is, hasn't led to the protesters being killed. And I hope they don't. I mean, it's bad enough having their bank accounts seized and their trucks seized, and now the government is contemplating whether or not they have the right to sell those trucks off in order to defer some of the costs, negate some of the costs of the policing. Well, Trudeau, in his idiocy, if he had manned up just once, which might be a bit too much for him to strive to, if he had just talked to the truckers proactively, before the trucks got to Oshawa, or to Ottawa rather. I guess Oshawa too at the bridge, but who knows, that's the Windsor Bridge. But nonetheless, to be proactive as opposed to be reactionary indicates a certain process of intelligent thought. I really like that Ukrainian politician. And he kind of really liked his gun that he had been given. Every member in the government over there had been issued assault rifles. I think that's just wonderful. I mean, our politicians, they hide behind closed doors, or they go to their cottage like the Prime Minister did and hide when adversity comes along. In the Ukraine, they smile and take the guns that are issued to them by the government, and they know they're probably going to die. And that's the difference between men who are politicians and our politicians. I like the conservatives. I bet half them would be. If they were in the Ukraine, they'd be glad to take those assault rifles. Because dying is one thing, but laying there waiting to be killed because you don't have enough guts to do anything about it, I'd rather die fighting than die crying. Doesn't seem like a manly thing to do, nor a strong woman would do. She wouldn't. You fight for what you believe in. The Ukrainian people are fighting for their country, for their children, their grandchildren. They're fighting for freedom. Our Canadian truckers, they have set an example that's being followed all around the world. You're not hearing about it too much right now because Ukraine is pretty terrible, important, and it's pretty terrible what's going on. And it's probably not going to change for a bit. I think Putin will do what he says he's going to do, and China will back them up. And I think it's unfortunate that we don't have stronger leadership in the States. I don't mean the Democratic Party. I mean, they have their own agenda. But I mean someone in position where former doctor from Obama and Trump isn't saying the guy's not mentally capable and fit to do the job in such a terrible instance as handling the Ukraine atrocity. But they voted him into power, and I think he's 78. Well, I'm only 72. Mental acuity, I think I have a handle on that, but I could be like bad breath. Might be the last one to know. Anyways, God bless, eh? Pray for the Ukraine. Pray for the children of the Ukraine. Pray. God bless you, eh? God bless you.